According to Vanderbilt Health, 29% of drivers ages 15 to 20 who were killed in car crashes had been drinking. Underage drinking is a large issue within my generation. And with this issue, it has brought driving under the influence, which is a cause for many deaths and many wrecks and injuries. Driving under the influence is an extreme crime that has major risks, and many precautions should be taken to avoid this. As a teenager myself, I have witnessed firsthand the effects of alcohol on teens, and I understand the risks that come with drunk driving and see how other teenagers do not see these risks and find no problem with driving under the influence. Drunk driving is a serious crime with serious consequences and risks, including taking the lives of not only yourself, but others who may be innocent. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, car crashes are a leading cause of death for teens, and almost a third of young drivers that are killed in fatal crashes involved underage drinking. This statistic is way too high, and action must be taken to lower it. Many teenagers do not understand the responsibilities they hold when they sit behind a wheel. When teenagers drive under the influence, the reaction time is lowered and they are not fully conscious. This makes it really easy for crashes to occur. While understanding that driving under the influence for teens is an issue, it is important that we understand why teens do it. Many teens decide to drive under the influence because they don't want to call their parents for the fear of getting in trouble. It's extremely important for these teens to understand that by driving drunk, they are giving themselves the opportunity to cause an accident and end the life of someone else, which would cause many more repercussions than simply calling their parents. In addition to this, if they get pulled over, a first-time offender can be charged up to $10,000 in fines. This has been stated by the NHTSA. It is also important that teens understand that when an accident occurs involving a driver under the influence, oftentimes the person under the influence sustains much less injuries than the people who are not. This has to do with how alcohol affects the body and how it causes people under the influence to not tense up within a wreck, and it causes them to sustain less injuries. And it's really important that they know that they could cause the death of another person. And with this, they not only have to face the repercussions of this legally and with social aspects with people judging and people not liking them, but they also have to deal with the guilt of taking another life due to their negligence. And this is something that I feel as though teens often skip over. They don't think about all the effects that could happen from driving under the influence. And while I'm sure there's plenty of teenagers who drive under the influence and nothing happens, but taking that chance will never be worth not getting in trouble with your parents. And though underage drinking should be avoided altogether, if it is taking place, it's imperative that teens plan safe means of transportation for all the people participating in this activity. Oftentimes, people will just drive with no plan of how they will get home, knowing that they're drinking. And it's really important that if teens are going to be drinking underage, they at least have the responsibility to plan a safe way to get home, whether it be calling an Uber, calling a sober friend, calling a parent, or even just staying and spending the night at the place that they are drinking. It's always better to call and see if you can get a ride, and if you can't, it's best to just stay where you're at. In conclusion, underage drinking is a serious issue that takes lives daily. It's imperative that teens are informed of the dangers and repercussions of drunk driving and are strongly advised against it. It is not only teens' responsibility to understand this, but it is also adults and leading figures to inform them of this and advise against it. It is my hope that this speech was able to persuade you to not drive while under the influence. Though it can be tempting to partake in the activities of underage drinking with your friends, the risks of drinking after are never going to be worth it. Though it might seem like it's not that big of a deal, it's important that you think of the bigger picture and are able to understand what it can cause and how it can affect your life.